Well, good evening, Shannon. There was a meeting late this afternoon between the four key members of the House and Senate Appropriations Committees. There was kind of a funny moment at one point. Patrick Leahy, the top Democrat on the Appropriations Committee from the Senate side, stuck his head out into the hall and he said, well, there's no white smoke yet. But come about 8:30, there was. What they've agreed to is $1.375 billion for 55 miles of wall along the Texas border with Mexico, the Rio Grande Valley. I was there when Richard Shelby, the chairman of the Senate Appropriations Committee, came out and talked about the tentative accord.
We've worked it out in principle.
Do you have sign off from the White House to potentially go ahead and get a signature?
We talk to, from time to time, as you well know, from the White House representatives that know what's going on here.
Now, this is always one of the key problems they have here on Capitol Hill, that they think they have a deal with the president and then he doesn't sign something or he backs away. That was certainly the case in December. They had a little bit of a problem with that in March on a bill that the president ultimately signed. So the question now is, will President Trump sign? He was on Fox earlier tonight. Listen.
I can tell you that a lot of things have changed, and we'll see what happens. I can't go into the exact deal. I just heard it very quickly coming over to see you. It was between the deal and you, and I had to choose you because I had no choice, right? And I'm very happy I did. But, yeah, they're talking, and we'll see what happens.
One of the biggest issues here is the number of ICE beds. Now, we're told that technically there's no limitation. It could go as high as 52,000. ICE bed occupation right now is at a pretty high number. It's about 49,000. But what this bill will provide for is to get that number down on a glide path to about 40,000 by the end of the fiscal year. Also, one of the issues here is that the president can still use some limited executive authority to go in and move around millions, that's millions with an M, money inside these appropriations bills for individual beds, more wall funding, whatever they think they need. Not an executive order, not executive action, not a national emergency, but that's a limited scope that might tick off the Democrats, but the president can, in fact, go there, Shannon.
All right, Chad Pergram, been chasing this around all night. Thank you very much for up to the minute, up to the second updates on this. Come back if you have anything more. Thank you, Chad.